What's up, guys? Welcome back. I am Zaria. If you don't know, I know my Instagram name is pretty confusing because I don't even think it has my name anymore. I'm just sitting here enjoying some tea, relaxing, kinda, sorta, I guess you could say. And I feel like today I need to talk to y'all. I need to talk to y'all about something that needs to be talked about, I feel like. Don't worry, y'all, this ain't a wig, this is my actual hair. I know some of y'all so used to seeing me in buns or ponytails or whatever, but this is my actual hair. So just a little update with COVID. I have been having some problems with breathing. I run out of air very fast. I actually, I'm going to see a physician today about that. I'm dealing with fatigue and insomnia. So it's either I'm too tired to do anything and I'm falling asleep, or I can't sleep at all. So it's like, excuse me, y'all. It's like it comes and goes. And my grandma kind of got on me and was like, you need to go see a doctor. So I'm going to go see a doctor today. But that's not what we're here to talk about. I just wanted to give y'all that update. Something that I'm noticing, even in my family and in a lot of people's families, is, hold on, y'all, I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. Something that I'm noticing in a lot of our families is the generational curses. And what I mean by that is a generational curse is something that, it's a curse that your ancestors created, your old school people in your family created, your parents created, their parents created, and people don't really like to acknowledge, especially in Black households, Black families. We don't like to acknowledge that those generational curses exist. We would rather continue going through life cycles, continue going through generations, just acting like these things don't exist, like these certain curses don't exist in our family. For instance, some people might be dealing with the generational curse of mental illness. It's all, you got that one crazy uncle and that one crazy auntie in everybody's family, and everybody calling them crazy because of what they doing and laughing and joking about it. But what if they really need to seek some help? What if what they doing can cost them or somebody else their life someday? Then is it going to be a ha ha he he then? Or is it going to be, I knew there was something was wrong with them. We should have got them some help. But you laughed and joked about it. Why do we do that? I'll tell you why. Because Black people have made it okay to have mental illness and to joke about it, to make it the butt of a joke. Family gatherings. Oh, there go crazy Ray Ray. There goes Psycho John. There you go. And it's a funny and it's the butt of a joke. But then when those people take their lives or end up committed into, psychiatric hospitals and stuff, then it ain't no fun no more. It ain't a joke no more. Let's stop normalizing mental illness and let's start doing something about it. If you or somebody is dealing with mental illness, you need to speak up and you need to try to get them some help. Period. There's no jokes about it. Because once they reach the brink of psychosis, look it up. Once they reach the brink of psychosis, they snap. And it's no longer them anymore. They go into a whole nother mindset where they want to either kill other people or kill themselves. So that's serious. I'm speaking from somebody who suffers from depression and anxiety. I studied these things because I wanted to know more about the mental illness that was going on inside of me so that I wouldn't pass it on to my kids, or if I noticed it in my kids, I knew how to treat it. But I decided to break that generational curse with my own family. And I've noticed it in my immediate family. I've noticed it. Got some real major issues. But we've normalized it. We've made it something that, that's just who they are. No, it's not. Something up here ain't clicking. Something up here ain't working right. And that's not a joke. That's serious business. So let's stop normalizing mental illness, okay? I also want to talk about the generational curse that I've noticed in my family. Having babies young. And I know a lot of families probably deal with this as well. But like I said, we're going to talk about the generational curses today that nobody wants to talk about, okay? If you know that little Emma is getting of age to the point where she gonna start, looking at boys and getting hot in the pants, and you know how you was at that age, start talking to your children about birth control. Start talking to your children about safe sex. Start talking to your children about STDs. Start talking to your children about what a woman goes through during birth. Start talking to your male sons about responsibility and how to not be irresponsible and go out here and just sleep with any and every little thing that wink at them. I think these are conversations that we need to be having, especially if it run hot in your family like it does in mine. I was just talking to my husband. I'm like, maybe I should start early with Amara and start letting her understand about pads and her period and how to take care of herself. And she's only 5. So if I'm thinking about ways to talk to my daughter about teenage things that are going to happen to her later on in life, then it's not too late for you and it's not too early for you. If you are a mom of a daughter, then you know what I'm talking about. You know the hassles that our daughters face out here. And I think that it's important to equip them with the knowledge of, okay, look, I did this when I was your age and that's how you got here. So I want you to do better. I don't want you to make this same mistake, because then you'll be another person in the family who's had a child young. Let's stop this with our children. Let's stop allowing, teen pregnancy to come, knock on our door and hey, how you doing? Welcome it in. Because that same curse has been in our family for generations and upon generations, and we just never put an end to that. Let's stop normalizing that as well. It ain't okay for you to be pregnant as a teenager, because it's hard. Because you still a kid yourself, and then your parents got to take on the burden of they now grandchild and you, who still need money. You still need clothes. You still need food. And so now we got this little baby here who need all the same things you need. So if we wasn't able to really do much for you, now we got to really do for this baby. And now you're going to be X'd out because I can't take care of you and my grandchild. Some going to have to give. Now you got to go out and find a job. Whereas you was living rent free in my house, you ain't had to worry about nothing. But now you got another person that you created that you got to take care of. So now you're going to be paying me rent and you're going to be taking care of this child. You see what I'm saying? Stop it at the door. Stop it at the door. Stop inviting these generational curses to stay around and linger in our families, because they are detrimental to families. And they are the reasons why families don't stick together anymore as well. Let's also, for my next one, stop normalizing and accepting the generational curse of, you got that one person in your family who like to steal. A thief, if you will steal anything, you will rob somebody and you will murder somebody. Those 3 things do go hand in hand. You lie, you cheat, and you will steal. And 9 times out of 10, if you lie, you'll cheat. Because a cheat is a liar in so many words. If you cheat, you'll steal. Because if you're cheating somebody out of something, you'll definitely take what's not yours, which is also cheating somebody out of something. Because you're taking something from that person that you knew you weren't supposed to take. You're still a liar and a cheat. Those things go hand in hand. Don't let the world fool you. Those things go hand in hand. And I feel like a lot of times, if you'll do those 2 things, then you'll murder too. Because if somebody tries to stop you from doing those things and you get enough of the devil in you, you'll try to kill them. I have to say these things in the rawest form that I can, because I feel like it's not talked about a lot. And then you wonder why is my auntie and my mama not close? Or why is this not happening? Why is that not happening? Because these things weren't talked about when they were younger. So now Pookie and Ray Ray up in somebody's federal prison, all because you saw them doing something as a child and didn't nip it in the bud. You didn't stop that generational curse from lingering and staying around your family. So now Pookie and Ray Ray doing some hard time. They might die up underneath the jail. Let's stop normalizing that too. It ain't okay for your kids to be stealing from you. It's not okay for your kids to be stealing from no store. It ain't okay for your kids to lie. That ain't cute and that's not funny. I know y'all seen all these TikToks and stuff. People, these little kids cussing and carrying on, and the parents is, they laughing and people on there commenting, cracking up. It's not funny for the parents who really are trying to raise their child to be right. And their child just heard something on YouTube or something and thought it was okay to say to me. It's not. It's not funny. Nip that in the bud, because those kids, like Tyler Perry said, and I hate to quote Tyler Perry because Tyler Perry got some issues himself, but he said in one of his plays that just daggone kids grow up to be just daggone adults and then just daggone jail. Them were his words, but I had to paraphrase. So if you're going to sit up here and condone what your child do as a child, then when they become adults and they doing all types of stuff that go against the law, now you want to sit up here and penalize them? It's a little bit too late for that, because now the system got them. And they going to penalize them. What you didn't do, they're going to do. Because they just looking for an opportunity anyways, because now your child is another black statistic. Catch that dirt. So I think we need to start like looking at this stuff from a different vantage point and seeing that, you know what? This is something that I need to stop in my own house and start building a family. Even if you, like, I'm married now. So I'm starting to build morals and values in my kids, stuff that I didn't see when I was growing up, stuff that I have issues with now that I'm seeing in society. I don't want some of that stuff for my kids. No, you can't go to no hotel parties. No. Because for one, too many things have happened to too many kids at hotel parties. Too many things have happened. No, you can't go over Ray Ray and Day Day little house. No, you can't, son. Because I don't know their parents all like that. I don't know their parents' friends. I don't know their parents' brothers and sisters. I don't know. No. My mother didn't let us go over people's houses. Period. The older ones, she didn't let us go. We didn't do none of that. Ain't no spending the night. And ain't nobody coming over here because we don't know them either ways. They kill us in our sleep. You know, and I'm glad my mother was like that, because I never got molested. I was never abused. I was never hurt. I thank my mother for that, because if it weren't for her mindset, I thought it was not fair when I was a kid because I was stupid and naive. But now that I'm grown and I got my own child, nah, mama, you can't go over there. Nah, Melly, you can't go over there because we don't know them. You want to go out to eat with your friends? Okay, cool. We'll be over here at this other booth over here. I want to know what my kids are doing and where they at. They won't be able to lie to me and tell me they at such and such house, because I'm gonna be able to see. I want to make sure that my kids are in the safest situations possible. I'm not going to just let them walk out here wanderously and aimlessly. I'm not going to do that. So let's just make sure that we paying attention to our kids and stop all this lying, stop all this stealing, nip that stuff in the bud, because those are generational curses too. Yeah, everybody got that one family member who can't put stuff down even if it was nailed to the floor. And what I mean by that is they got to steal everything. They got to take everything. They got to steal everything. They can't help but to steal, because that's what they've been doing all their life since they was yay high, stealing. You got people out here who done been to jail, got a rap sheet as long as a textbook. And it didn't just start out of nowhere. They didn't just wake up one day and say, I'm about to go rob a bank, or I'm about to go rob this corner store. They've been stealing all their lives. So, excuse me, y'all. If y'all want to stop that from happening as adults in their lives, then I'm going to need y'all to start paying attention, parents. And start nipping some stuff in the bud when they young. And stop that generational curse from coming to your house. Do not normalize that it's okay for them to take stuff out your purse. Do not normalize that, you know, they got hungry, so they went and stole something from the store. And we got a refrigerator full of food. Don't normalize that. It's not okay. I don't care if it's their first offense or their last. It's not okay to normalize those things, because once you start them, then they become generational curses for those people, those kids. And then you got a bunch of grandkids who got rap sheets. Don't do it. Nip all that stuff in the bud and get rid of it, because at this point, you know, society is only getting worse. Generations will only get more wicked. And if you don't nip generational curses in the bud, then you'll deal with those curses later on. And that ain't no fun. No fun. The next generational curse that I want to focus on. The next generational curse that I want to focus on is favoritism. We have allowed favoritism to become a curse in our families. And what I mean by that is you continuously keep on picking your favorites. If you got a bunch of kids, you don't have a favorite. Sorry to let you know that, but you don't have a favorite. And I'm going to tell you why you don't have a favorite. You don't have a favorite because when you made all those kids, you made all of those kids out of the same body, from the same person, hopefully. If not, it don't matter because God created us all equal. You do not get to choose which one you love more. That's not fair to all your other kids. You got Sammy here, but you got all your other kids over here. And you're going to uplift this one and put these one down. You will pay for that. It's a thing called resentment. And kids have a very good memory and will resent you as adults. So if you want to deal with the turmoil when they get older, of them telling you how they feel, like, mama, you ain't treat us all right. You treated X over here better than you treated Y and Z. And they will tell you about yourself. I know, because I've told my mom some things. Was I proud of them? No. But at the end of the day, kids have a sharp memory and they do become adults someday. They're not going to just stay yay high for forever. They grew up and become parents and stuff too. Their own children. Live their own lives. But we have to start seeing the faults in our parenting parents. If you are playing favoritism, you will create a world of trouble for your kids and for their kids. And that's a generational curse that must go. That is a generational curse that must go. I am so tired of having to deal with that in my family and also looking at other families. I've had to sit with some of my friends who have felt like, oh, my daddy got all these other kids that he cared more about than the ones with my mama, or, oh, you know, he treats my sister better than he treats me, or, oh, he treats me better than he treats my brother. Like, I've had to deal with these things, so I know what I'm talking about. I'm not stupid. I know these things. I've seen these things manifest in my own family. Let's stop the bullcrap. Let's look at what's in front of us. These generational curses have got to go. They've got to go. Another generational curse that I'm seeing, that I notice is prevalent, especially in Black families, the abandonment. Oh, my mother wasn't around for me, so I ain't gonna be around for my kids. Or, oh, my daddy wasn't prevalent in my life, so I'm gonna be a deadbeat daddy. That don't work like that, y'all. Y'all have to understand that doesn't work for your children. Your children will face the consequences of your negligence. And it don't just mean that you mistreat them and then abuse them. No, it just means that you weren't there. For some parents, you weren't there. For some parents, yeah, you was abusive. And your child will let you know that, honey. Believe me, your day will come. But if you were abandoned, like if you were abandoning your kids, they will also let you know. So you ain't off the hook. You may not have been abusive, but you definitely were not present and you were negligent. And they will let you know that as well. Long are the days that need to go for parents not being there 100% for their kids. Your kids did not ask to be here. They did not ask to be brought here on this earth to deal with your stupid self. They were created through God and then sent through you through your vessel. And they look, act, and think just like you do. So at the same time, think about it like this. If I'm responsible for this human being, I need to be responsible 100%. Stop leaving Day at your sister's house. Stop leaving Day at your grandparents' house. Stop trying to ask for other people to watch your kids so that you can go kick it. You need to be responsible for your own child. I'm not saying don't live your life, honey. I've gone places. I've gone places. I've gone out of town and left my daughter with my mom. I've asked her to watch my child, but I've never been a party girl. I've never been in the clubs. I've never did none of that stuff. I did go to a bar like twice in my life. And that's just because I wanted to see how it was. And once I got a taste of it, I left that crap alone. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't live your life, but what I'm saying to you is at some point that cannot be your life. At some point, it's about that child's life and what they need and what they want to do. Because you gave up and forfeited that when you had that child. And now you got to take care of that child. So I really need for people to stop abandoning your kids. Stop leaving your kids with this person, that person, this person, that person. That's how molestation comes into the picture. I know you think you know your uncle, but he might have some friends that ain't like him. You know what I'm saying? Start actually thinking about, well, who am I leaving my child with and why am I leaving my child? So I can go get 15 minutes in the club to go hook up with somebody behind the bar? That don't make sense. We got to stop abandoning our kids. Stop just sitting your kids over everybody else, shipping them off to everybody who will take them. Because you will pay for that as well. Like I said, kids have a sharp memory and they remember everything. They remember everything. And we have to start thinking about these generational curses. All right? And that is my time, y'all. I'm glad that y'all got to view this video. This is one of my better days. I kind of feel a little bit better so I can sit up here and talk to y'all, you know, about these things. Because I've been thinking about these things and they've been kind of like weighing on me. And I was saying to myself, like, Zari, you know, should you even talk about these things? Somebody might get offended. And I'm not trying to offend nobody. I realized today in talking to a family member of mine on my other side that I just noticed how when you do something in your younger days, something that affects your kids, something that is affecting them as adults, you have to take accountability for them. And at that point, that's where the accountability was supposed to come in at, but it didn't. And I felt for, you know, somebody dear to me because he didn't get the opportunity to see that person change. He's still seeing the same stuff he saw as a child. And I feel like that's all because parents don't want to admit when they're wrong. Parents don't want to admit when they're wrong. And it's not fair to the child. You will make mistakes as a parent because they don't come with a manual. But I listen to God, and God gives me all the instruction I need to teach my daughter the right from wrong. Do I make mistakes? Tons of them. Every day, tons of them. But I think it's learning from those mistakes. I refuse to let my daughter grow up how, you know, in some of the ways and some of the stuff that I had to watch and go through. I refuse that. So I have to say to these generational curses, you will not stay here. You will not be able to knock on my door and come into my house and rule here. Say no more to generational curses. Get rid of them. Because like I said, if you allow that generational curse to start with you, it'll continue to go on with your kids. It's not too late to change. Just don't wait to the last minute. Okay? All right, y'all. Bye.